Hello everybody! It has been a while, I know, but today I am here to show you how I make my masks. As you can see, I have improved a little bit, and I know you've never seen any of my work as of right now, but I think that making a tutorial would be fairly fun and useful for you all. So, without further ado, I am going to show you some of my most recent works, and then I am going to hop into the full mask tutorial, and we'll go off from there. This is Jazz, and if you're new here, welcome. I make masks, and well, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm sorry for the long intro, but yeah. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it is as helpful as possible to you, and let's jump into it. So right here we have some of my more recent works. Here's a wolf, a bat, and a 3-muzzled dog. There is also a cat, a fox, a 2-faced fox, and a rabbit. So today I will show you how to make a dog. And yeah, so let's jump into that. Alright, so first we need to discuss materials. You will need either thick paper or EVA foam like this. That is for the ears and muzzle that you will be adding. You will also need a marker, scissors, a cat mask base. You can find these anywhere online. I get mine from Amazon and Temu. You will also need fleece or felt and thin fabric or mesh for the eyes. Now, you do not need this. This is entirely optional, but I prefer to use them. You will also need either acrylic or watercolor paint. And if there's anything that I didn't list now, I will add it on later in the video. First things first, you will need, for this dog mask, you will need to take a template of whatever you'll need to take a template of whatever muzzle you want your masks to have, and you will trace it onto your EVA foam or thick paper, and you'll just trace it like this. Once you are done tracing it, you will cut it out. I will time skip that, okay? So I'll be back when I have it cut it out. Alright, I have the muzzle cut out, and I went ahead and off camera I did the ears as well, but it is the same concept. You trace it and you cut it out of the same EVA foam that you used before, or thick paper, you know. Now onto the mask base. You're gonna take your marker and you're gonna make the eyes look however you're gonna trace them. You're gonna trace it up or however you want, and you're going to cut it out like that, and that will make the eyes look like however you want them to look when the mask is finished. So if you want them bigger, you'd trace them to be bigger, and if you wanted them to look sleepy, you'd go down like this, and then you'd cut out right here, and then you'd put a bit of EVA foam across the top straight like that, and that is how you'd get the eyes to be sleepy or tired looking. But for this mask, we're gonna make it look happy and awake, so it's gonna have bigger eyes. Now that you have your eyes modified, you're gonna wanna cut off about right here if you are doing a canine, like I am. So I'm gonna cut just around right here so that the muzzle goes on properly. I'll skip through that because I don't wanna bore you, and I will be right back with it all done. Here is where the mask making progress, it's a little trust the process type of thing. So you have the front cut out, and then that's where you're gonna attach the muzzle. So you're gonna glue it about right here, and you're gonna fold it like this, and then you're gonna attach it like that with hot glue. And And same goes for the ears. You're gonna put it on like this. And I'll glue that real quick, and I will show you how to do the felting process next. Little disclaimer right here, I am gonna show a hot glue gun. So just for reference, when you glue the ears on, I just wanna show you how I do it. I put the glue there, and then I have the slit right there in the middle-ish. Then I put it down here and right here. That kind of just makes the ears sturdier, and it makes them a bit more realistic, but these masks are not total realism. So now that it's all glued, it kind of looks like this. Very nice, lovely. Yeah, so I am saving this for a little later thing because I'm experimenting with ears, so that'll be part of a floppy ear. I'm just trying to see how that'll turn out. All right, now our next bit of business is felting this mask. All right, so when felting a mask, you want to start about right here. Okay, so you'll put a triangle-ish, it's like a trapezoid shape right there in between the eyes and up on the forehead. You're gonna take your fleece and you're gonna put it right on there. That is where you start when you felt a mask, is right there. And then for this mask, because it has a muzzle, you're gonna go down the middle, like here. You're just gonna go down, and then you're gonna smooth it out as best as you can. I have found that using high heat hot glue guns works best with this because it gives you more time to work with the fabric and smooth it out. See how it's all smooth right here? That is what you're aiming for. And you'll go from the middle out. So you start in the middle and then you glue right here and over here, and you just keep on going like that, and then you go down the muzzle, and that's how you felt a mask. Now, do not cut out the eyes. There's something special that you do for that, and I will show you that here in a second when I have this all felted. Okay, so this is another bit of a trust the process bit. So you're gonna cut around the mask, and you're gonna leave about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of the felt around it. And that's gonna allow you to wrap it around and make the edges all smooth. But before you do that, you're gonna wanna cut slits around it, but don't cut all the way to here. Leave at least 2 nanometers, or like little tiny bits of a centimeter away from it, so that there's no little cuts around the edge that make it look all jagged. So you're just gonna cut, and you're gonna leave about that much room, and you're gonna put hot glue about right here. Then you're gonna go in and you're gonna press it down, and that's how you do the edges right here, and see how it looks all smooth? That is what you're aiming for. So I'll finish that off like that. I'll finish this up, and then I'll teach you about the eyes. All right, now that we've got all of the edges done, we're gonna work on the eyes. So we're gonna flip it over and move the elastic over the ears here. Then we're gonna take our scissors and we're gonna cut a little slit here. When you cut it open, you're gonna put your hot glue around here, and then you're gonna take it and put it down like that. See? And that's how you open up the eyes. That's the special way I was talking about earlier. See how clean it looks? And you're gonna repeat that on the other side. I'll see you when I'm done with that. All right, now that we're done opening the eyes, we need to add the eye mesh. Remember, this is optional. So, you're gonna take your eye mesh right here, and then you're gonna cut it. You're gonna cut it into 2 pieces that can cover the eyes. Then you're you're gonna put hot glue around the inside of the eye on the back of the mask. And for my fabric that I use, you put it down and then you pull it away from the eye as you are pressing it into the hot glue. And then when the hot glue is all done and not tacky anymore, you go and you cut around the eye. This makes sure that it's clean and it doesn't bother your face while you're wearing the mask. I will finish that up and then we will get on to painting, which honestly is my favorite part. So I'll leave you to it, fix up your eyes, and I will see you right afterwards. Alright, now just to demonstrate, I will be using the floppy ear bit, and then we'll continue that on with the entire mask. So you'll need your paint and you'll need a tissue. So, when you add the paint, just put it on the top. Do not rub it in. Then you're gonna grab your tissue and you're gonna rub it like that. That keeps it soft, but it still stains the fleece. And you'll just keep on that. And if you need more than one layer, that's fine. Rub it like that, and then you take your tissue again and you rub it in. See? And it's still soft, and it works like a charm. Alright, so we're gonna do that with the entire mask, which is just how I do it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'll finish this up and then I'll get back later when I have it all painted. Alright, now that I'm done with the watercolor bit, as you can see, I have cut a little bit right here. I'm going to use acrylic paint and I'm going to make it a scar. Because I use fleece, I have to cut a little bit off the top, just so it looks a bit better. But you don't have to if you don't want to, or if you're using felt instead. But this is just a thing I like to do. So I will do that and I will be right back. Alright, now that I'm done with the painting, all the painting, I'm going to add the floppy ear. And this is an entirely new thing, so probably don't copy what I do, but I left this flap of fabric left over when I felted it so that I could hot glue it to this ear like this, and then I'd have it glued so it flops over, kind of like this. So yeah, I'll just finish this, glue it down like this, wait for it to cool down, and then I'm done with the main mask part, other than the nose. We'll do that next. Alright, onto the nose. Alright, so I'm just going to wing it for the nose. So I'm going to draw a nose shape, slightly bigger nose shape, and then I'm going to draw a little T shape. And when I cut those out, I'm going to glue and layer them all together, and then I'll put felt over it, and that'll be the nose. Alright, the paint on my nose has now dried all the way, so I'm going to flip it over and put hot glue all over the back. When I'm done with this, I'll stick it to the mask. Now, you can stick it really anywhere you want, but I tend to stick the noses about right here. See? Doesn't that look nice? What a silly gal. Or guy, I don't know. Then I'm going to take my marker and just real quick, I'll add a little detail. Don't do this with too many masks. I mean, I don't, but you can if you want. But I mark it like that. Now all is left is the fur. Alright, now that I have the fur cut out, which I did off camera because it's a long process, I have it all ready to glue on. So because I don't have the same shade of brown in fur for this mask, I'm just going to use white, but that's not all. So just real quick, I'm going to hot glue it on. See? And I'm pressing down the edges so that they're hidden a bit, and I'll do the same to the other side. Alright, now that the white fur is glued on, I'm going to take the same paint that I used to paint this, and I'm going to paint the fur. That'll stain the fur to be a similar, if not the same color as the rest of the mask. And when the fur is all done, then the mask is complete. Unless you want to line it, but I do not have the materials to do that right now, so I won't be showing you how to do that quite yet. That will be in a future tutorial though. Yeah, so I'll finish this up and show you the end result. Alright, well here's the finished mask with all of the fur and the details. Yeah, I love this mask, and I really hope you do too. Hold on a sec. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it helped you. If you have any questions or anything, maybe even tips, go in the comments and type out your question or tips, and I will gladly read and respond to your comment. Thank you again for watching. This has been Jazz. Signing off, Jazz. I hope you all have a lovely night, day, afternoon. Remember, drink water, stay safe. Alright, bye-bye.